Oh, when you take the picture in Twitter, it messes up the whole thing.
Yeah, it makes you post within the picture.
What the hell?
You take them externally and then import them.
All right, then. Well,
next time, leave it.
We'll leave it for now.
All right. And whenever you're ready.
We are the Coinboys, your average everyday crypto bros. I hope I didn't blow anybody's ears out of there.
He's moving further away from the
Yeah, I'm getting as far away as I can.
Yeah.
And non-bros.
Yeah, and non-bros. So we're your average everyday crypto, gaming, and technology bros. I'm so used to just saying crypto. And non-bros and broettes and
Broettes.
and broobies. There we go. She got it.
Lost me on the group.
No,
Nobody's following along with the
I
broobies?
don't think
Just
so.
me? All right, well,
No,
anyways.
I'm not in on that. He's on his own. We can't
Anyways,
vote for him.
I'm your host, Daniel Gutierrez, at dgutierrez84 on the Twitter. And to my left, we have the lovely...
Hi guys, it's nice to see you. I'm Reanimator on everything. You can follow me and say hey.
Yeah.
All the platforms.
All platforms.
Yes.
And we have
Sorry,
at the...
guys. We got to start this again.
I said boobies. I can't redo that. That's not a thing I can redo, man.
Thank God.
I'm going to be even more upset if I just
That's not
did
good.
that and it was actually all me on my viewing side.
That was awesome.
Is
Oh, I
it
got
all
to pull
you?
up the chat.
What the? It was totally all me. I apologize.
It's all right, Sam.
You can take it from Broobies or from the beginning.
Yeah.
We'll take it from the beginning. We'll take it from the beginning.
I will totally take responsibility for all of that. My bad.
What's up, everybody? So I think I have everybody still in the chat.
So loud. You blowed my ears out.
There is also that.
I blew them.
The laughter did peak.
My bad.
Whoops.
Sorry,
We're so happy. We're so happy. We love life.
Andy complained that I was the quietest. I was too quiet every time. I'm like, man, I'm always afraid. I'm worried about peaking the mics. That's like my worry.
I'm always loudest.
Yeah, there you go. Well, because you start off super quiet and then you get louder as we get through the show.
Yeah, I get
which
more
is fun.
bold. I get more tough
That's right. Here you go.
as we go
We
on.
open up.
I'm like, I have to speak my
Reopen.
mind now.
Yes.
No, I know.
My bad, implied dudes, about blowing your ears out.
He really tried.
So
he
loud.
leaned back and went, "We are the Coinboys."
Oh, God. That was
Well,
Sorry.
thanks for sticking with us, guys. Sorry for the blowout there.
All right, whenever you're ready, Sam, we're going to restart this again. Welcome to Hollywood, folks.
All right, we'll just do the
Start.
Men in Black flash.
All right, just pretend you guys didn't see anything.
You didn't see us. We're not here.
All right, guys. So once again, we are the Coinboys, your average everyday crypto, gaming, and technology people.
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 There you go.
You're welcome.
Inclusive.
I
You're
like
welcome.
This is a
inclusivity.
non-binary show now.
You're welcome,
No,
everybody.
it's still binary. She's a woman and we're men. So, yeah.
Learning new things about you guys
It works.
every day. Every time we're together.
That's right.
That's why you're here.
Yes.
Well, I'm your host once again, Daniel Gutierrez at dgutierrez84 on Twitter and Instas and all the other stuff. And to my left, we have...
Reanimator on Twitter, Twitch, Insta, all of the things.
Yes, and I am Aaron, a.k.a. Sanity, at Sanity Crypto on Twitter and IG.
And behind the ones and twos, the man who he loves to do this so much. We did it 2 times today, Mr. Sam Prue.
What's up, everybody? Sam Proof. How you doing? Not taking any blames.
He is at Sam Proof on all platforms.
Yeah, but he's back,
That's true.
folks. He's back. He was gone last week.
Yay.
We
I know,
missed him.
he was
Missed
missed.
him.
He was missed.
But we did have Andrew on the back, and if Andrew's watching, you were great, sir.
But not as great.
Not
No.
as
He
great.
was a dime store Sam.
It was functional.
Don't tell
It
him I
was-
said that.
It was passing.
It recorded.
Adequate. I think that's the word we're looking
There we
for.
go.
He's going to hate
It
us.
reminds me a lot of high school. You just did it.
There was an attempt.
But thank you guys so much. So first off, you just came back.
Yeah, let's catch up, guys.
Yeah, let's
Yes.
see what's going on. You just hop off a plane and came straight over here.
Yes, I just got back from New Jersey. I was working on a show for BET called Black Girls Rock. That's about empowering women of color. It's
Okay.
really freaking awesome.
That's
I loved
cool.
it. It was an honor to be a part of it. Yeah, so I was doing that and left at 1 a.m. LA time from Jersey. Hopped on flight, had a direct flight from Jersey to LAX. So
Nice.
Yeah.
And lands
how
and
long
gets
is
right
that
to the
flight?
pod.
I've never done that. Is it 5 hours?
it's like 5 hours, but we made it in just like 4.5 today because I was on the new 780, 710, which are
Don't you love when the pilot just says, you know what, we're gunning it.
yeah,
I can do it in 4.5.
Those planes can haul, so it was pretty cool.
I love those pilots. They're like, oh, it's going to be 6 hours. We're going to see if we can make up some time there. And I'm like, oh, you're just going for it, bro.
It's like, happy hour is a half hour. Let's do this. Let's go. Let's go for it.
Okay, but the best part, one of my mods from Twitch met me this morning. I mean, I met him last week too, and we hung out. And he met me this morning to give me a ride to the airport, so I didn't have to take the shuttle. And he brought me a dozen everything bagels that he vacuum sealed for me.
Himself?
He vacuum sealed them for me so that I could bring them back to LA, so I could have East Coast bagels in LA for a while.
Wow.
Yeah.
Guys, screw flowers. Vacuum sealed everything bagels. Dozen.
Yeah.
It's the
My
best.
friend is like so incredible. It was amazing. Yeah. So I just had to share that.
The
'cause
way to
I'm
Ree's heart
Yeah.
is through a
Yes.
dozen sweet East Coast bagels.
Where have
Are
you
you
been,
from
sir?
the East Coast, Ree?
No, I lived there for a little bit off and on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And if any of you guys are East Coast, I'm sorry. It's a bagel.
No, it's
It's an effing bagel. A bagel is a bagel. It's a bagel.
No! I was so angry that I hit the button twice and my camera went right off.
I am so glad that you're angry with
So
me.
different.
It's so different.
It's like saying cake donuts are the same as the other kind of donuts.
It
This
is.
is true.
It's
not
a
true.
bagel and
I'm
it's
shook
pizza.
right now.
I've
I am
never-
triggered. I am shook. I
Guess
quit
what?
this
That New York.
podcast.
I've been to 3 people's different. This is the best pizza in New York. The best pizza. I go there and I'm like, it's pizza. I'm sorry.
But
Wow.
bagels is not like that, I promise. And you gotta go to
Whoa.
just a bodega.
All
Don't
of
go
the
to
East Coast
fancy
just
deli.
left.
Just go to
No.
a bodega and buy a bagel at a
Downvote,
bodega.
downvote,
It's-
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I've done wine tasting. I've done
No, okay.
scotch and spirits tasting. I can tell the difference between a pure potato vodka and another regular grain vodka. I'm sorry. That bagel tasted like a bagel.
Well, no, here's the
What?
thing. There's
We're gonna
good-
do a new segment. We're gonna do a bagel
Let's
test
go
with
bagel
this guy.
Bagel off.
No,
Yeah,
the
they're
thing
gonna
is,
bagel off.
I just went this past weekend wine tasting,
Uh-huh.
and I feel the same people who are snobby about certain things are definitely snobby about wine. And I feel that there are good bagels and there are bad bagels.
Oh, I've had
you
a
can
bad
taste
bagel.
good and bad.
Yeah.
And same thing with wine. There's good wine, there's bad wine. You can't pinpoint. You can't, like, everybody's taste is so different. But I personally have not tried East
Sam
Coast
and
stuff.
I are so fused.
I haven't tried East Coast.
Sam and I
I
are
will
like in
try.
this
Sam
to
is
the
just
end together.
stewing.
It's just the worst
And what
thing
up,
I've ever
Argentina?
heard.
I'm like starting to get the. I'm starting to get the
No worries.
sweats.
I insert GIF. I am shooketh.
I am shook.
But then to like put pizza on top of that, really,
No,
that
that
just
was-
cuts
that-
straight through.
that was-
Yeah.
That's
Wait,
I'm
is it
crying
the
in
water? Is it
Shakespeare
the
right
water?
now.
It's
Yes.
the water. It's the water. It's so pure. It's the water. I get. Okay, it's
There's
effing water.
legitimate science, like
There is a
science
bagel
back
place
there.
in LA that flies water from Manhattan
I don't
to
buy
it,
it. It's
and
mulberry.
it doesn't taste it. It's
Yeah,
a bagel.
I've been there, and actually,
Oh, you
it's-
have been there.
it is one of the better pizza places here. Oh well, no, you're talking bagels.
Okay.
There's a pizza
I
place.
think it was
that
a
used
yeah,
to do
I've
that.
been to this
Yeah.
also that-
I just saw a banner. I think it probably did both.
Yeah, I've
I
been to the
think so.
pizza place before. I thought it was okay, but
It was fine.
Maybe something happens in the plane to the water,
Yeah.
guys.
Oh, yeah.
If you can
Problem.
tell us what happens
there's
to the water,
quantum particles that affect the water. Once you cross that mountain time zone,
yeah, it's done.
it's no good. It's
Once you
terrible.
go over that bridge,
the cabin's pressurized, and that's not going to happen.
The water
I'm a
gets
scientist.
lazier on the West Coast.
all right. Well, I have triggered some folks. There.
This is like the off the rails
Oh.
podcast over.
Are we getting any anger in the
Not-
chat? or
not
no?
yet.
Okay,
No,
good.
we'll get the angry emails from Andy
That's gonna
later.
be somewhere else.
yeah.
By the way, if you want to email us, we are the Coinboys at thecoinboys.com. If you want to email Aaron, just put Aaron in the title. And the
Aaron
sub-
at
and the
Coinboys.
and the- and there you go. Oh, by the way, we are powered by Mobcrush, and if you're watching us, we're on Mobcrush right now. If you're watching us on the restream, which will be sometime later in the week, you can find us on Facebook, DLive, YouTube. You can find us on Periscope.
And we did announce on Twitter just before we started, we're going to do a trivia question near the end of the show, and we're going to do it, the answers are going to come through the Mobcrush chat. So if you're watching on Twitch or any of the other platforms, you can hop onto the Mobcrush chat real quick so you can get your guess in. We're doing one guess per person, and I'll announce that question later.
Later
So
in the
nobody
show.
can do
So stick
research,
around.
and those people that may have access to the answer can't get it as easily.
Oh, really? People have access to that answer?
Some people do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cheaters. But you'll be winning a Steam free game code for Steam.
Yes, I chose a game that I got for myself during the summer sale, and I thought it was just novel and fun and stupid, and so we had a novel, fun, stupid game.
Excellent.
Stick around.
But let's head over. Are you calm, Sam? Are you calm?
Good. I'm good.
Collected.
What did you do over the weekend, bro?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
We talking games already?
No, not games yet.
We're
Just
talking
what
in
did you
general?
do in
Catch up
general?
the week.
Because we missed
you
you.
were
Because
gone
now I'm
last week.
triggered again. Because you know what I did this weekend?
What'd you
I
do?
went to 2 different kids' birthday parties.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And my both
rough.
for my youngest, who's 4, and the first one, she didn't want to go. Like she did not want to go. And we're like, we're gonna go. We're gonna do this thing. It's for your friend.
social,
Blah, blah. We
yeah.
already bought presents, and then she spent most of it basically playing near other kids. But at the end, she didn't want to leave.
Yep.
To the point where I had to like trick her so much that I forgot to get the goodie bag.
Oh.
And the goodie
And,
bag is
like,
for the parents.
She still
We all know
doesn't
this.
realize that.
Hell hath no
But-
fury. Yeah,
but
don't
my
let her.
oldest was like, to my wife was like, tell Dad to get 2 goodie bags. So like I'm waiting for her to slip up, and for my youngest to be like, "You're a monster."
You better get yourself to
on-
Party
just
City
walking
and
on broken
fake
glass
a
always.
goodie
Yeah.
bag.
But
Just
Ranch
fake a couple of them.
Depressing says free food and cake.
That's
What?
true.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was,
that's the best part of
Actually,
every party.
it was that particular party had oddly good vegan cupcakes, which I would never have thought those words would come out of my mouth.
I've never tried a
Is it
vegan
the water?
cupcake.
It's the water. It's the water.
It is
The
the
vegan
water.
cupcakes.
Yes.
They flew in the red velvet from New York. Anyway, that's right.
A good red velvet.
Pure velvet.
Does slay me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I want to catch you up on what Andy is doing. Shout out to @producer, by the way. Again, follow him if you want to be a part of his Stand Up to Cancer stuff that we're going to be doing later on.
Yeah, we'll hopefully have a lot more news as time goes on, how you guys can help as well by
Yes.
playing video games and standing up to cancer and kicking its ass.
Yes,
So-
let's do this. But he went to a Twitch meetup.
Yeah, he invited me, and I was on the weekend, and I was with my daughter, so I couldn't really go. But it was a cool kind of structure. It was like, here's what we're going to be talking about, here's what's going on, and then we're going to have some speakers and everything and different subjects, and at the end it's kind of the meet and greet and mingle, and
Well,
it seemed like a very good structured, serious, good agenda meetup.
Yeah, from what he talked about, from what it sounded like, he said it was more meetup than it was like people speaking and saying something.
Gotcha.
So because everybody introduced themselves, so he introduced himself, and he was the only one. He introduced himself, and he was the only one that said anything about he also does crypto. And at the end, people actually came up to him and started asking crypto questions, and he was
Oh.
like, "It's nice." Whenever Andy gives me a number, I always assume it's a little bit lower than that number, so I don't know how many people actually came up to him. But hey, the fact is, people ask questions, and if you guys have questions, again, all crypto questions, we're all more than willing to take them.
Yes, and I'll always say that you can always go back to early Coinboys episodes. There's a lot of educational stuff on there. 'Cause every week when we're looking at what the news titles are, there's something that's now integrating. There's blockchain in video games. Blockchain in video games. It's like blockchain and video games are being tethered together more and more by the day, and it's exciting. You don't have to buy Bitcoin to play it, but there is some really cool stuff happening.
Yeah.
So.
And and also he said that he's planning on going to Japan at some point.
He's been talking about that to me quite a bit, actually.
Yeah. So, but he wants suggestions on what retro games y'all.
You gotta ask me. I lived there
getting
for
it.
2 years.
Yeah, well, yeah. But he
Oh,
wants
you're
it
the
from
one
the
he was
people.
telling me about.
Yeah, I lived in Tokyo
It's
for
all
2
coming
years.
together now, full circle, because he's been talking about you to me for a long time.
Ooh, that was a good sentence. I like it.
I tried. I'm doing my best.
It's the most forgiving country to not speak the language in. It's
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Wow.
Respectful, nice people. They sell beer out of vending machines. I think they still do that. That was actually great. You know, the
yeah.
drinking age was 20, and I went over there when I was 20. And so,
Are they strict about that though?
well, it's funny because a quick side story. We got there, and my dad was a Disney executive, so we got brought over there for him to work on a Disney project. So we had a liaison that was like showing us around, and they're like, oh, here's your neighborhood, and here's all of your lovely vending machines. They love vending machines over there. They sell everything out of vending machines, even creepy stuff. So they have all this stuff. There's like toys, and then there's like all the drinks. There's hot drinks. Oh, there's hot tea, and you can get corn soup out of there, and you just crack the thing and drink your corn soup when you're on the go. There's the hot, cold, cigarettes, like all the stuff. And then there was a thing of alcohol. And they sold like from a tiny, tiny thing of Asahi to like a huge jug of Asahi. And I was like, holy crap.
Who wants it in a tiny thing of Asahi?
You just
though?
want to
Like,
taste.
that does
Well, it's the ones
nothing.
that get really flush. They,
Oh,
they
yes,
get the
the
Asian
Asian
glow,
flush.
and they can't barely drink anything, so they'll sip like even half of that and be like, woo, and they'll leave it.
Nice.
So I saw that, and I was like, fresh 20-year-old who enjoyed his alcohol, even in the States at 20. Don't drink before 21, kids.
In the States.
And in the States. And I went there, and I was like, well, how do you get the kids from not buying the alcohol? And the guy, he looked perplexed, and he goes, it says right here, no one under 20 may buy alcohol.
They're so obedient.
I said, no, but how do you stop them? And he's like, it says right here, no one under 20. And I was like, oh my gosh, this country is so innocent. So,
Wow.
so then they immediately started having them shut down at 11 p.m. They didn't have them run past that, and I think now they're starting to like pull them out just because they're like, oh, we shouldn't have them everywhere.
This may have been a bad idea. Do you know people don't read signs?
Yeah, that was
Well, folks,
fun times.
that was our weekend and what we're talking about over the past few days. But I think it's time to just get into some block news. Pew, 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 pew.
Oh, we entertain ourselves so much.
I can't wait.
We don't have live transitions.
We could. I'm pretty sure we could, but I like
Yeah,
this
we got to get
much
a fun
better.
little
It's
switch
fine.
box.
I like this much better. The first one I wanted to talk about really quickly was somebody on Reddit found a Bitcoin wallet in Minecraft. Somebody put a paper Bitcoin wallet in Minecraft, and I thought that was
Did they
really
just build a
interesting.
QR code or something?
So for those of you who don't know how crypto works, you need a special digital wallet, and it works with two different QR codes. One is a public address. Anybody can see that, and all they can do is give you money.
It's alphanumeric characters or it's a QR code.
Yeah, it's one of two.
To kind
I'll
of
post
truncate.
mine on Twitter soon.
Yeah, there you go.
Give
Yeah.
me money.
Forget it.
Buy her
But-
tacos.
Anybody can, and all they can do is give you money. But there's also a private key. A private key is for you, so that way you can authorize the payment if you want to give money.
That's the
to somebody.
keys to the vault.
That's
How
and
you
if-
unlock everything in
And
there.
if somebody has those keys, they can take and they can have control of your money.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing: he put both. Whoever built this thing put both the QR,
so this was-
the public and private. But hang on, he hid the private one behind a wall of lava.
Uh-huh.
If you saw the picture, I think that Sam had put up, there's a wall of Minecraft lava. And so immediately everybody on the Reddit was like, I'm going to get a special code and make sure that I can see through the lava. I guess there's a way you can like turn all the lava clear and do all other
Yeah,
stuff.
there's all kinds of mods you can do.
And there
Yeah.
is money on that wallet. There's one Bitcoin on that wallet. I don't know if it's still there. I don't know what the whole
Probably
point
isn't
was.
now.
But I thought that was cool.
So is
fun.
this somebody's server that they just built this world and hid their code there? That's
I don't
so
know.
cool.
I don't know the exact specifics because somebody just found it, took a screenshot, and brought it into the Reddit chat.
Yeah.
But I'm like, man, I wish I
That's-
was better at hacking.
Why didn't you scramble to find that QR code?
I totally
Download
would've
Minecraft.
got
Download Minecraft.
Give me my one BTC.
That's a
please.
$10,000 Easter egg.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice little. It was a nice little fun thing.
FFS.
Why doesn't that ever happen to me, man? None of that cool stuff ever happens to me like that. Well, cool stuff happens to me, just not like
All the
that.
time. Well, I mean, you had pretty cool stuff over the weekend. Trust me.
She
But
ate her weight in seafood, and I was mad jealous.
that was awesome.
Did.
Those
Oh.
excellent
Genso
pictures.
Chicken bought me a lot of seafood. Thank you, Genso, if you're watching.
You look delicious, Genso, and we're also available for dinners. Just want you to know.
It's true.
Want you to know. But I'm shocked that first off, it takes a long time to build something like that. I'm
yeah, that's
certain.
amazing.
Yeah.
Because QR codes are really specific
Yeah.
as to what they're going to do. So I commend you. I hope it was
I'm
something that you
intrigued.
intentionally wanted somebody to take just for fun so people can learn. I hope that was the situation. I hope it wasn't.
I can't
your-
imagine they'd be so dumb to be like, this is where I'm going to keep my keys for
Yeah.
eternity
I-
on a Minecraft server.
That'd be
Yeah.
an interesting little fun thing. So if you're on Minecraft, go find it, see if you can steal the money, and
Yeah.
enjoy.
Go do it.
But moving on to something that broke last week on the show, thanks to one of our chat members, Sony buying Insomniac games.
Yeah. Interesting flex.
Why do you think they did it?
I don't know. Insomniac's been making exclusive games for Sony for the PlayStation since forever. I don't know really.
For
know
the past
the
20
flex.
years, according to the article.
Yeah.
Past 20 years. But do you think, I think it has to do, the reason why they're doing it now has to do with Spider-Man.
That would line up. I mean, that's the whole thing.
Probably.
The whole Spider-Man thing is such weird BS to me. They're just like, oh wait, we were playing nice. We're not playing nice. I'm gonna take my ball and go home. And it's like, what? What are you doing?
Well, hang on. Sony was playing pretty damn nice, I would say. It was
Yeah.
Disney that wants to, take over the whole universe with their stuff. So I think it's a smart move by Sony to just bring in Insomniac and take in all their assets. I do believe that they're going to be... I
Well, bringing
think
in all
they'll
the
probably
games. Insomniac makes good games.
Yeah.
They make fun stuff.
get-
So,
This past Spider-Man was great. I loved it. It was so much fun.
which it had an open ending from what I heard. I have not obviously played it, but
Mine ended. But you could still keep playing, but there's at least a storyline, which is I'm fine with. All the other, which I thought was very cool. Which
all those open sandbox exploration games usually like beat the game and still go get all
Yeah.
your collectibles.
Yeah.
You hoarders.
So mine definitely ended
Completionists.
for sure.
I'm a completionist.
I'm a big completionist.
I am too.
To a fault.
I haven't started Spider-Man yet, partially because of that.
I haven't started Assassin's Creed Odyssey because of that.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
I will lose my life.
150 hours easy. Because it's like side quest, side quest, side quest, side quest. Main quest, fine.
Wait, but if I do this, I can't play the other ones, right? So
yeah.
What'd she say about Spider-Man?
It feels like fans are always going to be in the MCU. Oh.
Maybe
Oh, well, there's a whole thing here.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. Was it Julie?
Jelly Monkey.
Jelly Monkey. Thank you. Disney, was Disney was footing 50% of the bill. So here's how it was working. Sony and Disney took 50-50 on the production of the actual movies. And they were just kind of intertwining between, at least for the Spider-Man movies under Sony's, the Avengers movies and all that stuff was all Disney. So what would happen is, profits-wise, Disney would get 5% of the Spider-Man profits. But they were also getting, I believe, almost 100% of the merchandise.
Oh, wow.
So Sony was ready for something pretty close to that, but they ended up getting there. Now Disney wants 50% of the Spider-Man movies, plus all the merchandise, plus all that stuff. So Sony was basically like, I'm getting no money. So they walked away. They're doing okay, I think.
Well, they changed it around. The first set of Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire were terrible to me. I was unhappy.
I like the first
I didn't
two.
watch any since them because of him, actually.
Pretty much.
I haven't
and
watched
the first few
them.
X-Men too. I was like, you guys are ruining my childhood loves of
You didn't
Spider-Man.
like the first two X-Men?
No.
Oh, I liked the
I
first
thought
two.
they were okay.
The moment Wolverine says, "What's a Sabretooth?" I'm out.
Okay, well,
I'm out.
Yeah.
And then in the third one, they just you're going to turn Professor X into dust. You can't just do that. You can't just kill.
Well, that's a spoiler for me. Thanks. I haven't seen.
It's
that
been
movie ago.
18 years. And then I think it was over a contract dispute, they killed off Cyclops in the beginning. They're like, oh yeah. He's got to do another, like a DC movie or something. So kill Cyclops. You can't just kill Cyclops.
Yeah, there's lots of things that they went wrong.
Apparently they fixed a little bit in Days of Future Past. Didn't see it. And then the New Class or whatever it was.
Basically, I would say if you watch the X-Men movies, watch the New Class, watch Days of Future Past, it's fun, and watch Logan. You're done.
Didn't see Logan
That's all you
because
need.
Wolverine movies pissed me off.
But
Those
Logan was good. The other two were awful.
My elementary school crush always played Wolverine when we were on the playground.
Really?
He was always Wolverine out of all the
So
characters.
you're
Who
an
are
extra
you?
Wolverine
Who are
fan?
you?
I love Wolverine.
Yeah, you do.
Jubilee.
Jubilee?
Oh.
Love Jubilee.
I shoot colors.
Fireworks fingers.
Is that not perfectly Ree though? Like, let's be honest. If I was, I shoot colors. Yes, that's Rhiannon. Pew, 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 pew. Edit that one out, Andy. Just kidding. I love teasing him. He's gonna kill me.
Moving on to the next one. This is just me being jealous, and I had to talk about it. A kid named, I believe his username is OG. Took about 15 million playing a Dota 2 tournament.
Jeez.
$15 million.
We're going to make you great, Daniel. We're going to train him up to be the next esports first person to be eliminated in the tournament.
Mom, you should have let me stay up all night playing video games, okay? I could have been your sugar mama, Mom.
Exactly.
Legit.
And if you guys...
You messed up, Mominator.
By the way, if you guys want to play some video games at home, you guys can now, within the chat box, use our Gamefly code. Just type in the chat box, !CB Gamefly, right into the chat box, and our link will pop right up, and you guys can, if you guys want to take the link and head on over to Gamefly, get yourself a subscription, play games all you want.
And here's a pro tip for me. Everybody's like, oh, but you can stream, and you can get PlayStation Plus, and you can get the Xbox thing. I like having games. I also like gifting games. I give the gift of games every Christmas and other holidays and whatnot, and birthdays. And if you go to Gamefly, you can buy one of their games. Like Titanfall 2 was like $5. So I bought like 3 of those for some friends, and I was like, something like that. So
nice.
Yeah. So Titanfall 2, which amazing single player campaign, by the way.
Yeah,
I actually need to get that off my backlog because I only played a little bit, but it got trounced. But yeah, Gamefly is a great way to build up your own library if you like it, if you like to, and then you can get some much cheaper gifts too. So I still love my physical media. I might be odd about that, but I'm
going to be using our code to start getting a good collection and playing games and doing that as much as I can.
It's great. Yeah, and I think you still get the 3 months free if you sign up. So
Sweet.
I've never used it, so I need to check it out. I buy everything off of the online stores and Steam
Exactly.
and stuff.
Because they'll send you the disc, right? And if you're
Or
playing it and
GameStop.
you're like, oh my God, I totally want to keep this, you click keep, they'll charge your card for whatever, and then they send you the box. The box is pristine, it just had the plastic cracked, and if you can see that the game's good, you just keep the game, and
Nice.
excellent.
I like that.
Sweet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you're watching this on the restream, we will have that link in the description below. So definitely check it out.
Indeed.
But the point is, I'm going to work my way up to $15 million somehow.
Can
You got to
bring
play
us
a
with you?
lot of Dota.
I will. I'm
The
willing.
learning curve is very harsh.
You know what? My daughter can raise herself. By the time I get to 15 mil, she'll be set for life. So we're good to go. And everybody can come along, of course.
That's right.
Now, moving on to our next little one. This one is something that Aaron had discovered about VR and how it affects men and women.
So they did a study, and they were like, there was a study done on VR, and that women get motion sick from VR more than men. And I was like, huh, this is an interesting article. Let me read into it. So I started going into it, and it was a little bit depressing. There's a spoiler. It gets to women just in general get motion sickness more than men. On boats, in cars, on airplanes, in general. But what they actually think is that the technology is there right now, that the VR games, if they're made well, made by a good studio, should not be causing any kind of sensory disconnect. Because that's one of the big problems too. And also depending on the game, if some airplane just whooshes off and you're just sitting in your chair, you're like, something doesn't feel right. I don't get that feeling in the pit of my stomach. And
Now, a few of the ladies on the chat are already saying they don't get motion sickness.
And
Awesome.
somebody already said looks at Ree.
Do you get motion sickness?
I get very motion sick in general, but VR was a whole new ball game for me. And actually, PlayStation VR was much worse than Oculus for me, and I think it has to do with
might be
refresh
a
rates and
microsecond
stuff like
of
that.
latency or something
Yeah,
like that.
I think it's latency or something, but it definitely made a big difference when I got used to it once I started using Oculus. But
The Oculus is clean, and like I always say, this is my biggest complaint is I like the snap motion where you can like throw the little grenade and move, because if my head moves my head, my hands move my hands, and my thumbs move my feet, that doesn't all make sense.
Teleportation
in here.
is easier for me,
Teleportation
too.
is much
Yeah.
easier, yeah.
Yeah, I was reading the article, and it said something like about interpupillary distances being different between men and women. I don't know. All their theories seemed like really kind of silly to me behind.
I think this is what kind of boiled down to is they're like, it's not the technology, it's the person. It's generally the end user.
Yeah.
I get crippling motion sickness on boats. I
Really?
cannot. You put me on a boat,
man.
it is the worst thing in my life.
And you wanted to play. What did you want to play?
The
You want to
kayak
play Dead or
game?
Alive? Dying Light 2.
On
Oh,
VR,
like you want to
yes.
do parkour, running,
Oh,
and jumping off
God.
buildings.
Even I
like,
couldn't do that, and I love Dying
That's like,
Light.
and I love Mirror's Edge, but I would never play that in VR.
You know, but on roller coasters, I'm straight. I'm good. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong.
What about spinning rides?
Spinning rides? I'm good
I
too.
can't do spinning rides.
Yeah, I
So
can't do spinning
it's-
rides.
I think it's the boat because like I can't stand because the
You
boat's
can't
going.
see the horizon on a boat, though, a lot of times, too. depending
You got to
where
go on
you're
a really big cruise
Is it
ship.
when you're on the deck? Because, like, for me, like, my family has a sailboat, and when I'm on the deck, I'm fine, but if I go down in the cabin,
Oh.
I am done.
I get more land sick than I do boat sick, because I wait till I get off. Yeah, I get back on land and I lay in bed and my body thinks it's moving.
Oh, I get what
If
you're
I've been like
saying.
staying overnight, like on a smaller cruise ship or whatnot, I'll get there and it'll feel like I'm moving and I'm not, and that's what makes me sick.
Interesting.
Land sick.
I wonder if we can
The
all
thing.
get in on a study on this and then maybe get some, like,
I know.
VR
Let's do some
swag or
VR
something.
boating.
And I have been corrected. I think I said motion sickness on a boat. It is seasickness. I
Yes,
get
that's right.
seasick.
Seasick, land sick.
I
How
get
about you,
sick
Sam?
when you're on the sea.
I, as far as VR goes, so I've done the Vive that we have here, and I did Beat Saber, which you don't even really move.
No, that one's
but
pretty
I get
neutral.
like vertigo from that.
Yeah.
Really?
Whereas I did like Magic Leap, and I didn't have any problems, except I almost walked into a wall twice because it was so good. The Magic
Wow.
Leap was so good.
They were
But
doing
yeah.
free tests at the AT&T stores, and I was like, I want to check it out. And someone was like, don't, it's lame. And I shouldn't have listened to him, because I've actually heard a lot of good things about Magic Leap.
Yeah.
I haven't even looked into it yet.
The point is,
yeah.
the first time you do VR, have a bucket close by.
That's right.
I was actually fine my first time on Oculus.
Okay.
Yeah, Oculus.
I've heard
it
good things
never
about
bothered
Oculus.
Me, but the first time I put on the PlayStation that my brother had, I almost died. I have both, but and I've started to get used to it.
I remember a study in the, I think it was early to mid 2000s. They were doing something where it had multiple screens, like the race car games, and they made every screen like a millisecond different. So it didn't really, people didn't really notice as they were playing, but it was like 80% of people after 30 minutes started being like, oh, I have a headache, or I feel nauseous. And it was like, they were just literally saying like, oh, if it's off even a little bit, it messes with almost
Yeah.
everybody.
Oh my God, the Simpsons ride at
Oh, that thing.
the Simpsons ride
The
and
vomit
the
vomit.
Harry Potter broom one too. Both of those, I was like done, and like Back to the Future never did that to me, but like Simpsons.
Oh, that Simpsons ride. The first time I rode it, like halfway through, I was like, oh,
This is
I can't do
rough.
this anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there was a ride at Six Flags called Spin Out.
Oh yeah, where they would spin you and the floor would bottom out.
And I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure every place around the world has something similar. You're in a tube and
It spins
it's
you
just
around,
spinning.
and then the centrifugal force keeps you pinned against the wall. Yeah.
I was walking around like Spider-Man on that
Yeah.
thing. I loved it, but now as an adult, you put me on that, I'm going to vomit on whoever's to my left, basically. So it's
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Time.
I was thinking about the motion of.
I said left. It could be right. Who
No,
knows?
you're right.
Oh,
You're correct.
Excellent. First time today,
Physics.
guys. Put the score down.
Physics.
One time today. And moving on to our final little thing. I found this really interesting because I love the future of the internet. I love the idea of what's going to happen in the future. How are we going to transfer our data? And
This is an
so
interesting,
we already talked
topic to me
about
too.
mesh networks. Definitely look into mesh networks. That's something you can play with now. But quantum internet. Anything with the word quantum sounds awesome.
I know. Quantum Leap was a great show.
I loved that show.
Except for the season finale, or the whole show finale, and I was like, oh, I won't
love
spoil it
that
for you
show.
in case you guys want to watch it 30 years down the road.
So Quantum Leap, for those of you who didn't watch the show, he was able to leap within
He was
his
forced
time.
to.
Yeah, he was forced
Some
to.
mysterious force. He transported from time loop to or time space to time space to
And he
try
never
to
knew
fix
where he was
whatever
gonna
went
wind
wrong.
up.
in the
But he
past.
couldn't
Yeah.
leave beyond his physical. Like he could only go within his lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
So there were some I guess restrictions to that. The reason why I bring that up is because there's restrictions to quantum internet. Like you can, you are teleporting. Basically, is now how it's going to work in the future.
I'm
you're
not
teleporting
smart enough
data.
to understand quantum computing in its actual entirety.
I'm excited because I'm not either. So if anybody on the chat is
I have a friend that works on quantum computers here in LA, like on a company that's working on
bring
developing
your
them.
friend in.
I know, I have many friends I need to
Can
bring
they
in.
describe it like? Can they explain it to 5-year-olds? 'Cause
Yes.
that's how we're
Well,
going to have to be
that's
spoken
the tricky
to.
part too, though, is that they can't talk about very much to
that's true.
explain it because of IP. So it's
Yeah,
like
just China going to steal your
yeah,
stuff.
NDAs and IP. So it's like hard because they like try to explain it to me in general terms without giving away stuff they can't give away.
Sam, are you a quantum physicist?
I have no idea what you're talking about at this
Excellent.
point,
So
but I did love that show.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay, we're
perfect.
in on this one. But so basically, how it's going to work is so as of right now, data gets transferred in ones or zeros. Quantum
Binary numbers,
can
yep.
do both. It can be both a 1 and a 0 at the same time.
Yeah,
And-
that's about as far as my understanding is that it goes
Yeah.
beyond binary code.
And it doesn't travel through fiber the way kind of data is traveled through. It teleports from point to point to point. Now, as of right
This
now,
sounds scary.
they can't go that far from point to point to point. It's not that far.
Oh.
But the idea being, it's definitely more secure
They're
because
still teleporting though. So.
people can't hack into the wiring system and steal your data as it's traveling through.
Well, that's what I mean. If it's a thing about security, then great. When we have the self-driving cars and there's no more human drivers, the biggest problem is hacking, right? Like someone could hack the whole freeway and say, all of these cars go 180 miles per hour and then smash into the wall together. And like that's a huge terror problem there. But if we can make something that is extremely hack resistant, if not hack proof, that makes me feel better about autonomous driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all for anything that's extremely secure, anything. But the question is, who's going to own the teleportation, and what happens when you send an email with a fly on your teleportation quantum machine?
I mean,
Anyways,
we
that's
know
my
what
reference.
happened.
That's a
because
throwback
we
to
saw
the Fly
movie.
movie.
Sorry,
Yes,
And
haven't seen it.
particularly the 1980s one, because who cares about anybody other than Jeff Goldblum?
That's true.
correct.
Did they remake it?
Well,
some point?
no, the Jeff Goldblum one is a remake
Oh.
of the
Okay.
original Fly from like the
A long
50s,
time ago, from 50s.
60s.
Wow, like my lack of culture is showing here.
The original one's
thought-
alright.
Because the original fly is where that "help me"
Yeah.
comes from.
That
one
my dad let me watch that when I was much too young to watch a movie like
The
that.
Jeff
That movie
Goldblum
was
one?
messed up, man.
I love rewatching it. It's still like
Oh.
it still like grosses me out. Like the special effects in it are actually still gross
Oh, yeah.
now and disgusting. It's cool.
That was like the
literally
heyday.
had a conversation this weekend about how it was like the longest, most disgusting metamorphosis like thing.
Oh
I
yeah,
was
I
like,
wrote my senior paper over the metamorphosis. I guess I've always loved that sort of stuff.
yeah. People
By
like
Kafka.
body horror.
By Kafka, yeah.
People like body horror. That's a movie for you.
Yeah.
Oh man, I look forward to the future because obviously, if we can teleport our data. Possibly someday we can teleport ourselves and we don't need cars. That's clean energy, I say.
I don't want to be. Come on! Don't you guys remember Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
I did. I
Okay.
do. Yeah.
I don't want to wind up like Mike TV. Sorry, I'm not doing it, y'all. And I travel a lot. Let's be real. So I'm out on
Not the Johnny
teleportation.
Depp one, because
Well, here's the thing.
Gene
I am sick of LA traffic. If you are not from LA, you wish for teleportation every.
How about just public
single
transportation?
day.
That's what I wish
Or
for every
jetpacks.
day.
It's too late now, Ray. We gotta go straight into teleportation.
Hyperloop.
There's
Hyperloop.
The subway is
Yes.
too expensive.
Hyperloop, yes.
Yes.
Elon Musk has a hyperloop from downtown LA to I don't know where right now, but he's the only one who can use
it's
it.
downtown. No, it's from Tesla and SpaceX to his home. That's
See?
where he got to do the test one. I'm like, you selfish genius bastard.
Jerk.
He got to build his first. They're not using the vacuum Hyperloop tunnel. It's
I was
just
saying
an
now
underlong.
it's just an underground smooth road. It turns out.
Well, or it's going to be where you park on the device that then shuttles you to where you need to go to.
but it's like literally just a road.
It's just it's an
sad.
underground road because not doing the vacuum thing.
Jelly Monkey, I'm gonna sway you into the teleportation. We can do this. We can
You've
all
never
get
met
everybody.
Jelly Monkey. You ain't swaying her. To
I'm not
nothing.
gonna sway her then.
Well, in theory, teleportation means you will die and get put back together every time you teleport because it breaks all of your atoms apart, which kills you. It obliterates you and then puts you back together, essentially cloning you. So you actually you die and then get kind of cloned again.
And then what if it mixes up your consciousness with someone else? I'm out on this.
I'll
shit.
beta test it. Let's do it. I'll alpha test it.
I'll wait till I'm 90.
Yeah, they'd be like,
You know what?
screw
I'll
it.
do everything.
Yeah.
In fact, black tar heroin while in the teleportation. Let's do this.
Whoa, this took
It took a little bit of a turn. But there you
Downhill
go.
Holy
Turn.
train spotting,
We're
Daniel.
going straight to hard drugs.
Oh, excellent, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining
Don't
us.
do drugs like Daniel.
No.
Guys.
Well, if you're 90, I'm not going to stop you. That's basically what's
This
going
is not life advice.
All right, guys. So thank you so much for joining us on Block News. Again, check out the GameFly code if you guys have not signed up for GameFly. In the chat, !CB GameFly, and it'll come right up, or it'll be in the description below, right on our stuff.
Get it.
Down there.
Yes.
Yes.
So now we're going to go from talking about the news to making our own news and what we're playing. Pew pew.
Pew, 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 pew.
We're so lame.
I love
We
it.
are the coolest lame people ever.
I love it.
All right. So first off, Aaron, Sanity. What are you playing?
So I bought this game at launch, and it was one of those things that I was already just tied up with other games and everything, and it kind of sat in the back. And it's Rage 2.
Okay.
Rage 2, Rage 1, I actually missed, didn't get to play that one.
Oh, I love Rage 1.
Oh, it's fun. It's like, it's very Thunderdome, Mad Max-ish, just kind of like chaotic future, a lot of gore and different weapons and stuff like that. Big, fast-paced action and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It is a lot of fun. So I finally picked it back up, finally started diving back into it. This story is as good as it needs to be just to carry you along into the wacky action and everything. But I'm a little sad because apparently it was pretty popular, I guess, for a little bit, and then it kind of one of those games that just lowers in value after a while.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like $25 now or $20, and I'm like, damn it, I'm finally paying it now, and I paid the full $65 for it or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's fun. I'm having fun with it. It's gory, crazy, nonsensical, blow it up action. So if you liked Rage 1, especially if you want to get it off GameFly, I think it's 20 instead of 25 or something. So
nice.
My first GameFly purchase.
yeah, right. I know, but it's fun.
Nice.
It's fun just to get
And
brought into that world.
You just brought it. You just wanted to finally dive into it. Is that what?
Yeah, I'm really trying to clear my backlog. There's a lot of stuff coming out. There's Borderlands 3 coming in like 2 weeks. I know.
Just got
Oh, God.
goosebumps.
Oh man! And then spring 2020, Dying Light 2 is going to encapsulate my life. So that's why I was saying I need to go back and play Titanfall 2. I'm going back to play Rage 1 because I'm notorious for buying all these games, cracking the plastic, installing it in my Xbox, and then putting it back on the shelf
Yeah.
and being like, I'll get to it later. So rather than buying new games, I'm really trying to clear the backlog. So that's why, I'm going. Stuff's on my shelf, so Titanfall 2 will probably be one I'm playing coming up soon.
This show is forcing me to do the same thing. So
Yeah.
I love that fact.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
Oh, it's and there ain't nothing wrong with that. When you got weeks where you're not with your daughter, it's a good time to just sit back, relax, spark one, and play some games.
But I'm gonna be really happy when she's old enough to play
Oh yeah,
because it's gonna be really cool.
I know.
What are you playing?
So I actually did not play a ton at home last week. I know because I was traveling for work and because while I was home,
Fired.
No, I ripped apart my entire gaming and streaming setup and redid everything. Redid all the wiring, put shelves in. I have a whole wall now for all of my controllers and peripherals with a pegboard.
Wow.
It looks really
beautiful.
cool.
Do you have
I'll
pictures?
post pictures. I'm going to post
Yeah,
pictures. I have
okay.
a couple of things I have to finish still, so I didn't want to post
The
pictures
she
yet.
shed
but-
is complete.
Oh,
huh?
it's pretty awesome because it's a nook in my room. That's my whole gaming center.
That's
It was always
cool.
there, but now it's like really, it's getting there. It's good. I'm very happy with it thus far, and still have future plans. So I did that.
That's an ambitious task to undertake.
It was a lot. It was a lot. My roommate was like helping me put up the shelf, and it was really heavy because I wanted a shelf to put my iMac on to get it up off my regular desk and put my consoles and my VR sensors on. And so he was like holding this heavy shelf, and we're like trying to balance it. I'm like, just a second longer. Hang on, just
my
a moment
God.
longer, like on purpose. And I like pull out my camera, and I'm like taking selfies
man.
with him holding the shelf, and he's like,
That's the
really? And I'm
worst.
like, I'm
Oh,
the worst.
man.
So it was fun, but I did, however, get my gaming itch scratched while I was in New Jersey. I went to Jersey City to Barcade, and
Cool.
it's all just awesome retro games. And so I played
We love the retros.
a crap ton of Adam's Family Pinball, which is my favorite pinball machine.
Oh.
I love pinball in general, but
Is
Adam's
that the one where
Family-
you have to hit Uncle Fester enough to make the light bulb in his mouth light up and stuff?
I think there is one with that. This one actually has like it has like the hand comes out and
Oh, yeah.
grabs it and drags to the basement. And all
Okay.
that.
Is that how you lock the balls for multi-ball?
Yes.
Ah, I do remember
yes,
that one.
Yes, it's my favorite ever, and I had a blast playing that. And then I played a whole bunch of Tetris because Tetris is
Tetris in
my
the
jam.
arcade,
I'm
huh?
a force to be reckoned with. So
Now, when you're drunk, because I'm assuming you're at a barcade and
Mm-hmm.
you drink something, you're buzzed at the very least. Do you play better or worse?
there's a threshold for me when I'm
Yes,
drinking. It's
completely.
the same with bowling. Like
Same
I'm
with bowling
terrible
or
at
pool.
bowling, and then I hit a
Or
point
pool
on
and darts.
Yes,
It's like 1 beer, 2 beers, you loosen up, things are going well.
your form's great.
At 3, borderline. 4 and beyond,
a
it's going
crapshoot.
down. That was actually a fun pastime for me and my buddy Keith, who stays with comes and stays with the family quite often. And it used to be Guitar Hero, where we'd go in, we'd start playing on hard and going to expert, and after a few drinks, we just slowly start descending into madness and horrible
Perfect.
chaos and everything.
Yeah.
And then we did that with Cuphead. Oh, that was frustrating.
That's gotta be.
I can't
crazy.
even with Cuphead. Like,
Then we did it with Overcooked.
Oh
Ooh,
my god.
Yeah, I know.
That's
have
gonna
you
be
played
crazy.
Cuphead?
I have. My nephews have played it, so I watched them play.
Have
it, which
you
is just great.
physically
I have
played it?
physically
I'm
done
gonna
Okay,
make you
well-
play
But,
Cuphead.
but
when
here's the
we
thing: I'm a
get done.
huge fan of Fleischer animation, and that's exactly what Cuphead is. The old school
Oh, it's
Fleischer animation.
beautifully made.
It's amazing animation, but just be ready to throw things.
We should get wrist straps for 360 controllers for that thing.
Yes.
For Christ's sake, I know.
You know what's
For
funny?
real.
I don't rage quit because I expect to lose.
That's because you've never played Cuphead.
Wait
Trust
till I
me.
bring in Overcooked for us 4 to play.
I'm in.
We're
We're
gonna
gonna
be
do it.
yelling
Sam,
at
have
each
you ever
other.
played Overcooked?
No, I haven't actually played it, but I did produce a show that played it, and it was
Really?
the most frustrating thing to watch because
Oh.
I've worked in kitchens.
Oh, see that? I know. And it's like my friend who plays it, he's like, I was a chef and I had to teach my wife what all day means like 6 times. I need 3 hamburger patties all day. What? No, that means total, not three times. Yeah.
Shelly Monkey said she hurt herself on Cuphead, which sounds terrible.
What are you guys doing
Do
on
not
Cuphead?
self-harm on Cuphead.
Wow, I didn't realize how dangerous it was. All right,
Yeah, if
guess
you
I'll
want to
get
throw a controller.
safety gear.
Yeah. I think Overcooked should be required for couples when they get together to learn communication skills and to see if they're going to work out. Because you really need to communicate, and it can break down real fast.
You said
So,
Overcooked?
Overcooked.
Yeah, okay.
All right then.
Because I played Cuphead in a past relationship, and it
Oh,
That's what.
Oh, yeah.
That's
past
why it's a past relationship.
relationship.
There's another game from an indie creator called Twin Cop, and the whole thing is like there's 2 cops that have been killed in action, and then they RoboCop them together to make 1 cop.
Oh, no.
But it's a 2-player game, so one person controls the left side, one person controls the right side, and it is the most frustrating game.
Oh my god.
That
So, and
sounds
you have
amazing.
to communicate. It's amazing. It is.
There actually, I might make us just for sheer novelty in Overcooked. There is a way that you have to hold half of an Xbox controller, the other person holds the other half.
Oh
if you don't
my
have 4
God,
controllers,
no.
so you have to control like this.
No.
I think this is happening, y'all.
The show will end. That show will be done.
VH1, where are they now? The Coinboys in their final episode.
We played half an Xbox controller, and that was the last
Oh
episode.
my goodness.
So what did you play, Daniel?
I bought when I bought my PS4, the guy at Best Buy wouldn't let me leave until I took Destiny 2. So
What an asshole.
basically,
That's a terrible thing.
it was so. But at the time, it just came out.
Because he's
You
like,
have
someone
to-
play with me,
you guys-
please.
You have to do it. But the other half is I wanted to get Destiny 2 anyways because this was way before I started doing the Coinboys, more gaming side. Andy and his roommate Nick were playing all the time.
Yeah, because they even had a Destiny podcast. It was called A Destiny Podcast. Yeah.
It was really simple to find.
I actually listened to that before I ever met him.
Yeah.
Because I was really into Destiny 1, and it hurt me. It hurt me bad. So.
You did. I've never played Destiny 1. And what saddens me is I paid $60 for the game at the time.
Yeah.
We just went to Game Dude. Those games were like $3 a piece.
Yeah.
Each Destiny 2
Yeah.
is $3 a game.
They're stacked in those piles next to the
It's
ET game.
A huge pile.
And Fallout 76 and Anthem.
But
So-
it's fun. The problem that I have is I don't have something to talk to people or to communicate to people or anything like that. So like you need friends to help you to finish missions and in some cases and all that stuff. So first off, there's very few friends out there in that server world. Very few people out there. But what I like about it was you got your little buddy, this little square cube buddy that follows you. Takes you on. I've always wanted one of those in real life.
Your ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
they're called the ghost.
Booster Gold.
Destiny 1 had Peter Dinklage doing the voice of the Ghost, and he got
Really?
so much flack for it because it's kind of hard to get such a poor performance out of such a great actor. I just like it was.
Really?
He got raked.
Why
through
was
the
it so
coals.
bad?
It's I don't know. I just think he didn't hit the lines at the right time. Maybe he didn't have the right context. Maybe
But the
they didn't
people
give
were
him
mad when he didn't come back.
That's true, because they wanted to add more content. And he's like, nope, not doing it. Go
Yeah.
after yourselves. And so they had to redo the voices for everything, and it was. I was okay with it, but everybody called him Peter Dinklebot, and it was hilarious.
Jelly Monkey says he had no toner character.
Yeah.
So-
Oh, that's true. We've woken the hive.
Which I can believe. I mean, I
That's
feel like
so bad.
Peter Dinklage's performance is his physical self more so than his voice. His voice is just real deep
Yeah.
and same tone the whole time. I feel.
That's true.
I love,
Yeah,
I love
he didn't have his soul into that one. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a great
Yeah.
actor, but it's like, yeah, it was very salad with no dressing
Oh.
kind of thing. It got
That's
the job
gross.
done, but
That's
yeah, it was
that's
not
awful.
as enjoyable as it could have been. So.
Interesting.
And
See,
Mr. Sam,
what are you doing,
I
sir?
saw you online, and you were like, "I have B-roll for the show."
You were
I have
so
a
excited.
picture. It's just a picture this time.
You
And I
rolled a
already triggered
magical
it by
die roll.
accident.
Go for it.
Yeah. So once again, we whipped out the board games I could play with my daughter. And it's a cooperative game called Unicorn Glitter Luck, a party for
man.
Rosalie.
A party for Rosalie.
Yeah.
That's a long name, man.
I'm going to buy that for all of you for Christmas.
Oh,
Please
thank
do.
you.
It's, I mean, if you have young kids, it's actually, it's like puts Candyland to shame. I'll say that
Oh,
because like I
nice.
kind of
Okay,
always
whoa.
hate kids
Yes.
games.
That-
But like
Second shooketh.
all
is
Triggered.
one.
yeah, there you go. I take back everything I said about the
It's
bagels.
the water in Candyland, Sam. It's the water in Candyland. It's full of
The
sugar.
water.
It's the water in Candyland.
Water in Candyland. That's what makes it
It's
better
the
in
water
Manhattan.
in the taffy.
Yeah, you're not double stretching it or anything. It's just fresh water. It's not even salt.
Oh, it's funny.
But
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I mean, but like all those games like Candyland and stuff, it's like here's your one path. Maybe you have a shortcut, and that's it. You just whoever rolls highest or gets the biggest cards gets the end. This actually it's a cooperative game, so you're playing with each other, and there's a couple different elements like you have to collect different things and invite your different friends, and everyone has to get there before this baby unicorn gets to the spot. So
You have
it's
to-
not very complicated. It is
Okay.
not something the four of
But
us
it's got
are going
more
to whip out
layers.
and like be like, yeah.
Then your A to B
There's
board
a
game of the 80s.
slight amount of strategy to it. Of like, so every person gets one specific friend that they have to find hidden on the board somewhere, and then there's like a total of 10. So the rest of them anyone can get. So you have to kind of strategically be like, based on the odds, it's probably on this half of the board or whatever. And then like you have to get these gems. So once again, based on how many friends we've found versus gems we've found, maybe I should go toward the pink clouds.
Okay.
And there you go.
There is-
Oh,
it is
deeply
now,
cerebral
I do have
subplots.
4-year-old strategy.
I do have some questions for you. First off, can you explain the picture, Sam? Because that's a,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a magical moment.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I dropped the die, and it landed on one of the rounded corners. They are rounded. This physically should not happen.
I was just gonna say though, I think you're like breaking physics You're like one of those people that can like stack
Yeah.
eggs on top of each other that one day out of the year.
Which is funny because like if I have a almost empty can of like soda, I will do this exact thing.
Oh, you do the
Yeah.
Oh, the balance.
Yeah,
balance
but
thing,
this
yeah.
was unintentional. It was like took me by complete surprise, and I was like, I don't know what to do in this situation. Do I knock the table or re-roll?
What did you do?
I did a re-roll.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the normal thing to do. I think he rolled a
guess.
natural 21.
Yeah.
Yay.
Question number 2: Have your children ever rage quit a board game? Yeah.
Almost. They haven't destroyed it to the point where we couldn't finish the game, but
Okay.
it's gotten close.
No table flipping.
Yeah,
Because my
no.
daughter, she's 2. She rage quit her Legos. They toppled over, and she's like,
Oh my gosh.
"Forget this. I'm out. I'm out."
That's funny.
Those what is those? Duplos.
Oh yeah.
Duplos.
Don't even get her the real name brand Legos,
Because
huh?
she's gonna swallow
My
them.
grandma bought
That's
me
true.
the Duplos.
The Duplo
I had
is
buckets
Yeah,
Lego.
of
we have
them.
Mega
Yeah.
Blocks. They're huge.
Yeah.
And every time I build
enormous.
something cool, my daughter's like, "Ah,
Yeah.
I'm Godzilla."
My nephew rage quit Magic the Gathering when
I
was
rage quit
teaching
Magic
him.
the Gathering hard
He,
back when I was a
he
kid.
started bawling. He was so mad at me and his dad. He was pissed, and like this was like a year ago, and yeah, less than a year, like 6 months ago. He was not happy. He was done.
The rage quit. It's classic.
Yeah.
The
That's
classic
what
rage
happens.
quit.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying wrist straps on every system with all controllers.
That's just a smart thing.
pretty
to do.
important. So before we go to the big trivia
Yes.
thing, I want to remind everybody that's watching on different platforms, we're going to take all the questions and submissions on Mobcrush chat.
Which
So-
is, I think you could do it on any of the platforms that are right now that's all connected.
Can they? If they comment on Twitch, does it come through Mobcrush?
Unless they're on Periscope and D Live, we'll see anything from YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Mixer.
There we go.
Okay, cool.
So
In the chat on YouTube.
that's where you want to
Facebook, Twitch,
switch
and
if
Mixer.
you are on any of those specific ones that Sam just mentioned. So the trivia question is, what is my Xbox Live gamer score? What numerical amount is it? Submit your answers now.
Excellent. Now, I'm going to submit my answer. 1. All right, next. Oh, by the way, we are playing Price is Right rules on this.
It's price by rule, so it's the closest without going over.
Going over.
Yes.
All right. So we have to make that clear.
And I did say there are some people that did know this because I am Twitter friends with people that are friends with me on Xbox. So if I see them answer, I'm gonna call you out, you cheaters. So
Don't be a cheater.
don't be a cheater. So Daniel guessed 1. Okay, you're that guy on Price is Right that bets $1.
I like $1,
Then Reeve's
Bob.
probably gonna be that 2.
Damn it!
Go F yourself.
4.75.
My grandmother would curse at the TV the moment that somebody did. What did he bid, Bob? I'll bid 501.
Wait, but you're like hardcore Xbox, right?
That's my number 1 platform.
Okay,
Just so you know.
I'm actually gonna guess 55,000.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
nice.
that's it. Sam?
It's got to be higher than mine.
I
Mine's
have
like 40.
no idea what this scale is.
Yeah,
It is
that's
nerd
why I said
cred. It
1.
means absolutely nothing except you've played a lot of games and achieved certain accolades in said games.
Mine is like
10,000.
40. So.
10,000.
10,000.
Got it.
All right, we have some coming
real
in.
quick, we have some in, but Shovel88 did say that they rage quit Monopoly by throwing the money, and I just want to say, don't throw the money, steal the money.
Yeah.
You can continue the game if you just steal the money. So there you go.
Renee says 2 million.
Renee has 2 million. Shovel
The
is
guy who
70
had the
50
world
so far.
record for the highest gamer score in the world just broke his own one by getting 2 million. I'm not that guy, Renee. I'm not. So I appreciate your.
That was nice of you to
You
guess. Though.
you
That was
went
very
over.
kind.
I know.
Very kind.
Well, it's just because I said it has to be higher than mine, and so Renee figured it has to be way higher than 40,000.
Excellent. Well, guys, keep on putting your guesses in the chat. You will get. Do you want to reveal the game or not yet?
Not until we actually do it. So while we just get a few more submissions, let's
Sweet.
play some games.
All right, so we're going into Coinboys Play.
Pew, pew, pew.
All right. What happened to your lasers, buddy?
I shoot colors.
Your colors.
I shoot colors.
So
I'm
what are we-
Jubilee.
Oh my.
And that's not just a racist way to say it.
So what are we playing today?
Oh my god.
All right, so we
Eric.
are playing the arcade classic Turtles in Time, y'all.
Oh, I've never played
this. Really, this ate so many quarters of mine back in the early 90s.
No, this really
I wasn't
did.
allowed to have anything to do with Ninja Turtles.
What? What was the reason?
Were they evil?
Yeah, according to Mominator, it was too new agey, but I was allowed to watch Labyrinth and stuff. That's a story for another time.
Talking
but
turtles
yeah.
on the devil.
I missed so much Ninja Turtle stuff, and later on in life, I made up for it. But as a kid, I was not allowed. I had to sneak it.
Were you not allowed to date Vicky Valancourt either?
No.
Okay.
Not
Or
at all.
listen to Roy Orbison?
There's a scar currently on my face commemorating my Ninja Turtles love. It's not because of Ninja Turtles. I wasn't playing anything. It's
All right,
because of
everybody's going to
Ninja
hit start on
I
the
did.
pad there. And
but-
I always wondered, there's a giant baby
So that's
thing
Krang
that steals.
inside of his body. That's
Yeah, so Shredder wants to steal.
voiced by Uncle Phil.
That was Uncle Phil?
That was Uncle Phil voicing the original Shredder.
Wow.
I watched Fresh Prince of Bel-Air the whole way back from New
All right,
Jersey.
Rhea, I think you need to hit start.
Oh, I did.
There you go. You good? You good?
You watched Fresh Prince the way you know why he did Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, by the way?
I feel like this is something I've heard before and forgotten.
He owed taxes.
Wait, which color am I? Am I orange?
You are Michelangelo.
yes,
Don't say
Michelangelo.
orange. You know the names.
I do know their names. I just was asking because I am in the moment. Give me a moment. Remember, I
This
visited.
is button mashy awesome nostalgia.
Also, I would
here.
normally be Raphael, so thank
I
you.
would normally be
Raphael's the
Raphael as well.
lamest.
But you know what? He does have like the toughest weapon to play against all these people.
You know what? I
Um,
really don't. I'm terrible at this. I don't.
By the way, do you guys know who did the theme song to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Was it Will Smith, just like in Fresh Prince
I
of Bel-Air?
wish it was, but it was
No.
not.
It would not have been as good.
No.
Sorry,
So if
Will.
you're a fan of 2.5 Men, Big Bang Theory, Mike and Molly, and Mom, the creator of that is a man named Chuck Lorre.
Yep. From set. Also did a lot of Saturday Night Live.
He did a lot of
Wow.
SNL. He also wrote for Muppet Babies at one point, but
Yep.
he created the theme song for the original Ninja Turtles.
Well, I think he was the creator of Muppet Babies.
I don't.
Like he
Jim
took it from.
Henson.
Well, no, he took it from. I mean, like the cartoon show. I think he developed it with Jim.
Man,
Sorry.
Donatello just throwing people at the screen.
I'm not messing
nonstop.
around with the Foot Clan anymore. They've been on me. So when I was 5 years old, I was on a baseball team, and I had learned how to use the calendar so I can
Why
watch
am
the
I
first
sitting on the
live action movie.
Uh-huh.
And the day of the movie, I had baseball practice. So after baseball practice, get me back in. I had baseball practice, and
Yeah, I buy
we were gonna go see the movie afterwards. I got into a major car accident.
Really?
Like I had to rehabilitate and stuff like that.
Wow.
I
That's
was-
where the scar on your face
That's
comes
the scar
from.
on my
huh?
face is from.
Oh.
And I unfortunately,
You told me you were rescuing orphans from.
I was just trying to
Pit
get you to
bulls
say
on
yes to
fire.
the date, bro.
Oh, okay.
Mother trucker.
And there's the giant baby with laser eyes that steals the.
I like how they
steals the
did
Statue of Liberty.
this. I like how they did this guy in the second
Crap, I am
animated
attracted
iteration.
to those lasers.
Oh, so am I. In the second iteration of the Ninja Turtles cartoon that was on Fox in the mornings, Krang
Ooh, get off my
was
back.
inside of Shredder, and so Shredder
Ooh.
was that robot guy.
Huh.
But I like how Ninja Turtles does multiverse. Anyways, I know too much about Ninja Turtles. I was gonna wear my Ninja Turtles shirt today.
Woo! I almost hit that wrecking ball. Oh gosh. Oh goodness. Oh goodness.
We are going to get to the end of this level. We're going to see who's in chat, who's decided what my gamer score is.
Oh, yes.
Oh, by the way, it's not my gamer handle is not at Sanity Crypto for all those people
Oh,
that are
good.
probably trying to look it up.
I was wondering about that.
I know, like too easy
Oh,
for
back
people
to
to cheat.
Stockman. Gotta
How
go.
do you even like
You gotta jump and hit.
jump? Mac Daddy make it.
I think I had the
Jump,
toy of this
jump.
guy.
Daddy
Baxter?
Mac will make
Nobody
it, make it.
wanted him.
Jump. Oh wait.
I had a lot of the villains.
Baxter Stockman was like getting Ernie
I can't.
from Sesame Street for Christmas. Like you knew your family was poor. You're like, oh man.
I mean, they had toys that I never saw in the show, and I was
Well, so the idea was towards the end of the show, they were like, make as many toys
Weird,
as
get
possible,
down
and make as
here.
many toys as possible, and then they did. Not all of them made the show,
he's
but
down
they were
here.
just trying to. The show had to catch up to the toys.
yeah. There was a character named Wingnut,
Ah.
and his sidekick was called Screwloose.
Oh wait,
So-
what was that on?
Wingnut and Screwloose was a some kind of Turtles character.
Oh.
Oh, come on.
Baxter.
Yeah,
I
Daniel,
always
you're
felt really
the
bad
fact
for
that
this
you
guy.
know every character.
Yeah,
named
that's
in Ninja Turtles is
amazing.
pretty legit.
I was always
so jealous.
upset by. I felt bad because he was just getting screwed
Was he
over by
misunderstood?
Shredder. No, he was just getting screwed over by Shredder. He wasn't a great guy, but he was getting screwed over so much. He was just a scientist.
Gotcha, Baxter.
Oh look who's watching us.
Who we got? Who we got?
Andy.
Oh, what up, producer BDW?
What's up, Andy?
What's up, Andy?
Don't watch the beginning of the show. Don't do that. That's not a good idea.
There's pew pew for him. Maybe that will make him.
Give him some more pews, man.
Give Andy all the pews.
We got more pews than a church,
No,
y'all.
I
Dad jokes extraordinary.
Good job.
I'm working on them,
Good
man.
job, man.
I gotta.
You do need to. That's true.
I don't like the fact that they had like multicolored Foot Clan that weren't even a part of the show.
Hey, don't hug me, bro.
Can we do a team ups? Are we able to do team ups?
Oh, like the Simpsons
like
game used
Simpsons?
to? Oh. We could play the Simpsons game next time.
I
too. That was-
played the
Were you allowed to play the
Simpsons
Simpsons game?
Technically no, but I did.
Because it was fighting?
Also, I played the Simpsons game 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
Nice.
The arcade version.
that's awesome.
There is
Yeah.
in Pasadena. There is a dollar theater that has the original Simpsons game in there.
Stop.
And
Oh,
I
man.
took
I
$5
got
and I beat
pizza,
the
and
game.
now I'm beating their booty.
How are you killing it, Sanity?
Oh, you know. Just button mashing in the right direction.
That's true. I'm not even looking at it.
Yeah. Well, these games are always chaos. That's why it's like when everybody's like, oh, I want to own an arcade machine at home. And I do too. And the arcade 1-up stuff is super cool.
It really is killing it.
But
I'm beating you, Daniel.
It's going to
Everybody beats me.
it's going to absolutely suck when you mash up the controls. You get that one drunk friend who's just going to be playing Street Fighter and ripping your controllers off. They've got to be modular. They've got to be able to be able to come off and get replaced.
That's true.
That would have to be the
I
best
hope
thing.
so.
Yeah.
Did you guys play the original Nintendo version of the Ninja?
Oh yeah, that game was
So hard.
stupid hard.
Oh, I
So
did
hard.
get to play that because my best friend had
Oh,
it, actually.
Good.
When you had to go the underwater level and disarm those bombs was like
Yeah,
the
oh,
most
yes.
ridiculous thing ever.
When you had Donatello, you always had to save for last because he
Yes.
was almost useless. It was almost
Which
useless.
sucked because Donatello was my favorite turtle back in the day.
It's just like, oh man.
Man, we're getting a lot better now.
For those of
We
you
really
who are watching,
are,
please
actually.
don't mind me just smacking the floor, not hitting anybody.
Okay, Ree and I are getting better.
You guys.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I'm actually very, very pleased with my improvement so far.
Yeah, I'm getting my flow back. But this game was a classic. This was a staple of the
Oh,
90s.
crap.
Back when
I had
arcade
that problem
games
earlier.
were 25 cents. Now they're all a freaking $1, which I got used to in Japan.
Seriously, what? I went to
Oh.
Chuck E. Cheese. First off, they took away the ball pit.
Which
What's up
is
with
probably
that?
the most sanitary thing they
I
possibly
don't
could have
care.
done.
Listen,
That's how you build up your doctor's
Yeah,
immune
that's how you
system.
get immunities, man. Listen, and cancer-free thanks to the ball pit.
Wait, what?
Yeah, ball pit's gone. No more ball pit.
But everything is like $1. I mean,
Yep.
everything.
And even the crappy old games that are like half broken or $1. Oh,
I'm lucky my daughter doesn't know that she's not playing.
I just punched
Oh,
something.
Metalhead.
is that his name? Metalhead?
Yeah.
I think he's making up names now.
No.
I'm
You
just
can
kidding.
make them all up, and I'd be completely
I
I'm
fine.
was
just
Metalhead.
kidding.
I know they have Leatherhead, but I think this is Metal. Yeah, I forget. But I like him in the. I like him.
Ah, crapola.
Oh man.
Come on, give me up. I had the opportunity a couple weeks ago to go see all 4 of the original Ninja Turtles do a podcast, and I couldn't go. I'm so
Oh, he was
upset.
hitting me in the back, and I couldn't see because I was in the blob of turtle.
This,
Lava
the
turd.
platform that we're playing is we're cheating. It's called Pi.
Yeah, we're doing an arcade emulator. So this one's got a bunch of arcade emulated games. Trust me, as a retro collector, I understand the
the original
value of
game.
having the legitimate system, but getting arcade ports is real hard if I don't want to buy the giant cabinet.
Yeah.
Like there was the arcade version of Bionic Commando, wildly different from the NES release. There's the arcade version of Strider that was different than the Genesis release. Arcade version of Willow was great. But I'm thoroughly convinced now after getting it on the emulator that it was level 2 was just made to steal all of your money.
I forgot about playing Willow the game.
Yes.
Until you just brought it up. I forgot about the game.
Oh yeah, it was great.
I love that movie so much.
It was.
All right,
this-
good job, guys.
guys.
Yeah,
we did it.
well
Thank you all so
done.
much.
Yeah, you can't pause because it's arcade there.
So we're just.
We're just gonna.
put down
I'm
our
gonna
controllers
scroll back
and see what
through
happens
this
here.
chat here.
All right, so can we take a look? So again, last 2 seconds, put in your final votes on
yes,
what you think
if anybody has another
his
one,
Xbox
what
score
is
is. Now, is
my
this
gamer score?
Now I don't know.
You can win a Steam game if you guess.
Yes.
Sanity Cryptos. Xbox gamer score.
So you had
Okay.
questions?
By the
Just
way,
for
old
those
school
that remember.
Donatello definitely was awesome. In fact, he later became never mind. Sorry, the old school Raphael became the new Donatello in one of the recent ones.
Everything's fine. Nobody said anything bad about bagels. I'm still triggered. Can we stop talking about the bagels?
It's just a
I'm gonna.
bagel.
So, it's over 9,000.
Renee is not wrong on that one.
All right.
All right,
guys.
so it looks like we got Renee, got 9,000.
Shovel said 40,001 after I said 40,000.
That's right. Shovel did 40,001, and Cryptic Response says 25,777. Very specific. All right, so Shovel with 40,001 is the winner because my exact gamer score is, and I was very happy with my own ego got fluffed a little bit because it is 102,211.
Wow.
I've been playing a lot of effing Xbox,
You
y'all.
have-
I was so excited when I hit
Whoa.
like 30,000 at first. I was like,
So Shovel, send us, email us thecoinboys at thecoinboys.com, or you can get Sanity Crypto directly on Twitter to let them know that it's you, and we will get you that code, my friend. And
Yes. Oh, you have won. You have won a copy of There's Poop in My Soup.
yes,
Yes. This is something I got on the Steam Summer Sale. It's just like it's a funny little
Now-
indie game. You're a baby that launches your poop from the top of buildings and you try to land it on people's heads or get it in there's some lady pushing a baby basket and you gotta poop on the baby. The baby pooping on baby. It's very weird. And
Shut
the guy
up,
That's what I
love
thought the
this.
game was. I thought you were like a hungry dude and just trying to resist eating the soup that has poop in it.
No,
Just for like
no, you are
hours. You're just
pooping
like, "Don't
on
do
many
it."
people's things. It's mindless fun.
Shovel
It really
will love
is.
this. It will make him laugh.
Yeah.
I think that's a great. I think that's a great idea for a game. Sure.
Yeah, some of these indie
It's
games on
fun for
Steam
the
are
whole
just
family.
amazing. So, congratulations, Shovel. Yes, I'd say email at thecoinboys@thecoinboys.com or hit me up at Sanity Crypto on Twitter, and I can get that to you. Or you can always hit up the Coinboys podcast on Twitter as well.
Yes, we are on Twitter. We are also on Facebook, YouTube. We're on Instagram, Coinboys Podcast. You follow us, subscribe. And tomorrow, we are actually doing our audio podcast. It will be out there, so you can check that out on Spotify, Anchor, iTunes. Please rate, subscribe, and review on iTunes if you want to get a nice education in crypto right over there. We will be interviewing Kin tomorrow. For those of you who don't know what Kin is the crypto from the app Kick, from the Kick app, which some of you may know from your travels, basically. And so it's interesting what they're doing, and they're also kind of in a battle with the government right now, and they're like the first one to do it. We've been waiting for somebody to do this battle, so I'm excited. And they were really cool to talk a little bit about it and all that stuff. So definitely check us out on the audio podcast tomorrow. We will be restreaming this later on. Don't forget, in the description is our GameFly code. Right there.
Get
Click
that
link,
GameFly.
Get your GameFly. Nobody loses on
You
the Coinboys.
love that physical media.
So there you go.
Well, yeah, and then
You're
also
all winners.
I also have to say this just because I was a fan of GameFly before, that every 3 months they just give you $5 of credit. So at the end of the year, you just got $20 of credit. And also after, I think, the first 3 months, you get 5% discount on all games that you buy. After 6 months, I think it's 10%. And I think after 9 months or a year, you get 15% discount.
Oh,
So you're getting
wow.
free GameFly credits and a discount on everything. So when you actually do want to acquire stuff or keep it, a lot of times you're just like, well, I've just been keeping and using GameFly, so
Why not?
I get to keep it.
Nice.
So
Why not?
yes, don't let physical media die.
Yes.
I need
so,
it.
follow us at Coinboys Podcast. You can follow me at dgutierrez84 on Twitter. We can follow Ree at
Reanimator on Twitter, Twitch, and Insta.
Excellent.
Yes.
You can follow Aaron at
Aaron or Sanity at Sanity Crypto on Twitter and Instagram.
and you can follow the Sam Proof at.
Sam Proof on all the platforms.
I didn't mean to take your.
I need to
your
follow
thing like that.
Sam.
I'm sorry, Bat.
You do need to follow Sam.
I don't
He's
follow
a fun
you
follow.
Yet, Sam.
Oh, he's fun.
I'm
He's fun to
sorry.
follow, guys.
I don't even know if you follow me back yet, Ree.
I might not have. I'm bad. I'm sorry.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We are
Thanks,
off
guys.
next week. We won't be here next week.
Yeah, Labor
It is
Day.
a holiday, Labor Day
Oh, I'm
weekend.
glad
You know
guys
what?
told me. I would have
Yes.
showed up.
Enjoy your week off and take that day.
Yeah, go play some,
outside.
Go play some retro games. Don't
And
go
do
outside.
some
What are you, Nintendo
or
Wii?
stay inside. Stay inside.
That used to piss me off. The Wii is like, stop playing games. Go outside. I'm like, I paid good money for you,
I
Wii.
paid
You
a lot
shut
of
up and let me keep going.
Yeah.
So take the day and stay inside. Have a bowl of popcorn next to you and chips. You're good to go.
Oh, that's so what I'm doing actually. Now that you say
Oh,
that.
that's amazing. All right, cool, guys. Well,
Peace.
thanks.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for stopping
much.
by. See you
Bye.
next. See you in
Thank
2 weeks.
you.